This is the First Cloud Arena, home to National League North Club, South Shields FC. Hello, my name is Richard and this is Grassroots Football Journeys. In this episode we're going to look at a former Football League club who are now in their third incarnation. This is the story of South Shields FC. South Shields is a coastal town in northeast England situated on the south bank of the mouth of the River Tyne. Originally a fishing port, the town was more noted for coal mining and shipbuilding in a time when industry was still very much a thing in this part of the world. These days it is probably most famous for being the finishing point of the Great North Run. Football was first played here at the end of the 1890s and the original club, South Shields Adelaide, played here at Huntingdon Terrace, now home to South Shields and West Oak Rugby Club. Initially a junior club, they grew quickly and joined the Tyneside League in 1902. In 1904 they moved here to a pitch just off Stanhope Road and joined the Northern Alliance League in 1907. After just one season in the Alliance, Shields moved to the North Eastern League and settled into a new home here at Horsley Hill Road, which we featured in an earlier episode when we looked at Gateshead AFC. The club was renamed South Shields FC in 1910 and after several near misses before World War I they were finally elected to the Football League Division 2 in 1919. After a bright start which saw Shields finish 6th in 1922, the club endured years of struggle before suffering relegation to the newly formed Division 3 North in 1928. With dwindling attendances, Shields hit financial problems and in 1930 they were forced out of Horsley Hill and moved to Gateshead, who took over their league fixtures. Football returned to South Shields in 1936 when a new club, South Shields Athletic, were formed, joining the North Eastern League and moving back here to Horsley Hill. But with a greyhound company now in control of the stadium and attendances still low, South Shields were forced out of the ground in early 1950 and briefly played here at Gypsies Green and then Cleedon Park before moving to the newly built Simonside Hall in December of that year. The manor here at Simonside Hall was built in 1740 on 15 acres of land, and during their time here South Shields FC played in the North Central League, the Midlands Counties League, before becoming founder members of the Northern Premier League in 1968. In the early 1970s, the council announced plans to redevelop both Simonside Hall and Horsley Hill into housing, so the club were forced out of South Shields and in 1974 moved to Gateshead once again to become Gateshead United, the club we know today as Gateshead AFC. So the third and current incarnation of South Shields FC was formed in 1974, and after briefly playing here at the Nook, they moved into the council-owned John Clark Park to share with Marsden Cricket Club. The new club joined the Northern Alliance before moving to the Wearside League in 1976, winning the league title at the first attempt. With the facilities at the ground not up to the level required for the Northern League, the club languished in mid-table of the Wearside League for many years, until chairman John Rundle purchased the derelict Filtrona ground in 1992. This had been the sports facility for the Filtrona filter factory next door, and over the next few years improvements were made to bring the ground up to Northern League level. This resulted in Shields gaining promotion to Northern League Division 2 in 1995, and just a year later they were promoted for a second consecutive season to move into Division 1. However, in the year 2000 the club was relegated, and in 2006 Rundle sold the club but retained ownership of the ground. The club bounced back to Division 1 in 2007, but another relegation in 2013 almost saw Shields fold for a fourth time. Forced out of Filtrona Park when the lease expired, South Shields once again had to leave their hometown. But instead of making a familiar journey to Gateshead, this time they moved south down the A19 to share Peterlee Town's Eden Lane ground. But within 2 years, new chairman Jeff Thompson of Utility Wires fame had bought the Filtrona ground from Rundle, renamed it Mariners Park, and thus begun a rapid rise for the club. In 2017, South Shields, back in Northern League Division 1, won 4 trophies, including the FA Vase for the first time, beating Cleethorpes 4-0 at Wembley Stadium. The club were promoted to Northern Premier League Premier Division in 2018, and they were promoted again to the National League North at the end of the 2022-2023 season. In recent years, the ground has undergone some big improvements, with a 3G pitch being laid, a new main stand with 16 executive boxes and a club shop. It now has a capacity of over 4,000. So this has been the story of South Shields FC, a former Football League club back on the rise. My name is Richard, and if you have enjoyed this episode of Grassroots Football Journeys, please give it a like, and why not consider subscribing to the channel. As well as these great little football documentaries, we also produce some grassroots football highlights, some vlogs, and also some great drone footage. So that's all we got time for this week. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stay tuned for some great drone footage to follow.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.